Musikerbot, guten Morgen. I'm together with Jason from Walrus Audio, and you're known to create some really interesting pedals where you borrow ideas from unexpected corners and directions. What kind of geek do you have to be to get a job at Walrus Audio?
I wouldn't say it's anything really specific. We just look for creative guys that have, a lot of them have crazy ideas, and we write them all down and we sift through them, and we kind of pursue different ones and see how, like, kind of where it takes us. And sometimes it ends up becoming a pedal. It's really common that an idea that somebody just spits out one day turns into being a box that we sell. So, yeah.
The ideas come from tone, come from electrical parts you get the access to, from throwing up some parts and when they fall on the ground, kind of voodoo solder a path.
I mean, a lot of our ideas honestly come from who we're listening to, what music we're listening to, what artists we're listening to. That's honestly probably the number one starting place for thinking of ideas and coming up with things. The projector, we were listening to some guys that were using those projector amps and just loving it, as guys that we had known about and loved and didn't really realize at first the whole projector craze and that it was, that it was catching on. Once we dove in, we just loved the concept. We kind of had already been thinking about doing an amp-based overdrive, but I didn't love the idea of doing another Fender style or another Marshall style overdrive. Nothing wrong with those. I wanted to be more creative and was looking for a way to do that. And it hit me that the projector would be a great way to have something unique. And I think I really couldn't be happier with how it turned out. It's a really fun box.
Yeah, at the moment I have one back home for testing.
Yeah.
And what I love about the projector is the fact that it leaves room in the middle frequency, so nothing is drowning into it. But you get a real nice crunch and rock sound for rhythm sound without blocking too much frequency band, because you got the highs and you got the lows in there, but it's pretty cleaned up in the middle portion.
Yeah. I mean, again, we got a projector in. I bought it on eBay, and I didn't do anything to the circuit at all. I put a safer power cord on it, and we plugged it into a speaker cabinet, and it was instantly kind of fell in love with it. I mean, it's a very unique sound. And so, yeah, I just kind of set my sights on recreating that sort of feel and that dynamic and that sound. And this is where we landed. So similar tone stack, similar gain stages. And I think that's really how you can, get a lot of the same sounds that you can out of the amp, out of the box. So.
Before we talk about the news for 2017, what made you change or alter the battery component, or basically to leave it away?
The battery snap. Most of our guys are using larger pedal boards that demand that they use power supplies of some kind, and we just felt that it was an easier build for us, but it was also just not a lot of people were using it, and it can actually, over time, it can cause some issues inside of the pedal for guys that aren't using it, which again is most of them. And so we felt that it was a safe thing to do, to leave it out, and we honestly haven't had a lot of people have issues with it at all. So, yeah.
And 2017, what crazy new ideas do you have?
Yeah, so we've been listening to a lot of heavier music. A lot of heavier music's been played at the shop, and so we kind of started realizing we don't have a heavy sort of distortion box. We've got the Iron Horse, which is great, but we don't have something that's really geared for that heavier style of music.
Would that include guitars that are down-tuned to make the pedal work?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's where we came out with the Red. It just started pre-ordering here in the United States, and it's really, it's really geared for those guys. It has a 3-band active EQ that allows you to boost and cut bass, middle, and treble. those frequencies have been really tailored to fit the style of music that those guys are playing, and it makes a lot of sense, and we think it sounds great. And so far it's been received really well, so we're excited about it.
More?
What's that? More? Yeah, so we've also got the Warhorn, which is a mid-level, kind of a mid-range overdrive. It's great for the blues type sounds, but it's pretty versatile in that we have a 3-way toggle for 3 different compression options. So you can do the really squashed blues, singy lead sound, which is great, but you can also flip the toggle and kind of open things up for more rhythm, like driving rhythm playing. We also have the ARP87, which is a new delay. So it's like an analog voice delay that is in a smaller enclosure. So it's got true bypass and trails mode. It has a chorus mode, so you can actually turn the delay pedal into a chorus, and it becomes a tap tempo chorus. There's some other features that will be on that when it's released that I'm just not going to mention. To kind of leave some stuff hanging for everybody, but we're really excited for that. Really excited for that. So, and then the last thing would be a full line of utility pedals. So we've got a lot of utility pedals that we've been working on that are great for exactly what the name says, just for different utility functions on your pedal board. So whether that be a controller for Strymon and Eventide type boxes, a tap tempo pedal, an input buffer, a pedal board interface. There's a dry-wet blend box that's really great for studio use and for bass players and for coming up with really crazy combinations of effects that you want to blend with your dry signal. So a lot of things there, and those will be sprinkled in throughout the year.
Cool. So thank you for the overview. Success in 2017. Keep them coming. If you run out of crazy ideas, let us know. I'll find people that provide more. Thank you.